You stand at the edge of an ending, staring at a phone screen that will never light up with their name again. The last message sent and answered, the last "I love you" met with silence. Here's the paradox. You know it's over, but you can't let go. Why? Why does the heart cling to what the mind has already buried? Why does the thought of moving forward feel like betrayal, even when staying means suffering? They're about losing the version of yourself that existed only in their eyes. Breakups aren't just about losing someone else and that loss. That's where the real transformation begins. Psychologically, attachment theory shows how love etches itself into our nervous system, making separation feel like amputation. Sartre called this bad faith, the lies we tell ourselves to avoid the terrifying freedom of being truly alone. Nietzsche saw it as a refusal to become. You must be ready to burn yourself in your own flame. How could you rise anew if you have not first become ashes? We're wired to resist endings. Biologically, the brain registers heartbreak as physical pain. Neuroscience proves it. But philosophy reveals a darker truth. We don't just fear losing them, we fear facing ourselves. Yet society amplifies the pain. Romantic idealism sells the myth that love is eternal, conditioning us to view breakups as failures rather than evolutions. We're taught to mourn what's gone instead of honoring what it taught us. But what if the pain isn't a sign you're broken? What if it's proof you're alive? The real danger isn't the grief, it's the stories we spin to avoid it. Cognitive dissonance convinces us to romanticize the past, rewriting history until the toxic becomes tender. Trauma bonding addicts us to the very pain we claim to escape, leaving us hovering over old texts like ghosts haunting our own lives. You either build walls to avoid hurt or repeat old patterns like a moth circling the same flame, and the cost? A suspended existence. It's a forced reckoning, a cosmic nudge to confront what you've ignored: your worth, your boundaries, your capacity to stand alone. You drift between memories and maybes, too numb to move forward, too wounded to go back. Your identity fractures. Who are you without them? Without the drama, the making up, the desperate hope. Worse yet, this paralysis spreads. Unprocessed endings poison future relationships. But here's the turning point. This suffering isn't pointless. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Your breakup isn't an obstacle, it's the path. The question is, will you keep clinging to the wreckage? Or will you let it sink and learn to swim? Spend time in deliberate solitude. No distractions, no rebounds, just you, rebuilding. Rebellion begins with a single act. Stop waiting for closure. Closure isn't given, it's claimed. A fire that burned away who you were to make space for who you'll become. Ancient Stoics practiced amor fati, loving one's fate. Your breakup isn't the opposite of love, it's its final, most brutal act of care. Every time you idealize the past, counter it with a hard truth. Write it down. They chose to leave. I choose to stay with myself. Here's how to walk it. Their pain became fuel because they refused to let it be the end. Steal back your mind. Rewrite the narrative. Instead of "I lost them," say "I reclaimed pieces they'd overshadowed." Embrace radical aloneness. History's most transformative figures, from Frida Kahlo to Kafka, channeled heartbreak into art, philosophy, or reinvention. This is your invitation. Let the ending be the beginning. Not of another relationship, but of your unshakable self. Here's the secret no one tells you. Love doesn't die, it transforms. The love you shared wasn't a lie. It was a lesson. A mirror. Nietzsche was right. To live is to suffer. To survive is to find meaning in the suffering. So let the grief come. Let it carve you hollow, because only empty hands can hold something new. Only a broken heart learns to beat on its own.